Okay, bolster, two blocks, and strappage. You get enough tools in your toolbox and you get to play. Sit a little bit off the end of your blanket or your bolster, whatever allows you to sit upright in a comfortable seated posture. And what I've been doing, I mean, we'll flow a little bit today. It's Saturday. As I finish up each clinic, there's a few little tidbits that stay with me. And one of the things that has really stayed with me, now my hips are pretty open today because I already did a practice, but in the morning when I'm starting, this whole action of just tucking the blocks underneath my knees. And then as I sit there, I'll press down and release and press down and release. So even as I am sitting and feeling a little bit of this, then if that's even too much, I just rest in that. And then eventually it's like, whoa, I have a little more range of motion here and it doesn't cause me any discomfort. Okay. And someday we'll all get into full lotus pose. Just kidding. I have no desire for that, honestly. I never had, even when I had the flexibility. It was never about the supercalifragilistic postures, even though I was a gymnast as a kid, too. So, settling in here, we're a little 5 after. We'll go a little bit after this morning. As you settle in, allow the palms to face the sky, the ceiling. And let's come into chin mudra, index finger towards thumb, thumb towards index finger. I've been working with this particular theme of this month, those hidden areas. We've been working with that hidden back muscle where the thoracic spine meets the lumbar spine in the thoracolumbar region. And that hinge point and waking up the muscles along the anterior, posterior serratus in order to support deeper back bends. And so now we're going to continue with these kind of hidden side oblique abdominal muscles. So as you breathe, we'll start with 360 breath, which takes your breath around that section of the thoracolumbar. And if you release your chin mudra, but keep your index finger and thumb active now, you're going to place it up under your armpits, down towards your waist, belly button, and then somewhere in between, below your scapula, your shoulder blades, a little bit above the lowest ribs before you go into your floating ribs. So use this little bit of touch. Touch is a beautiful way of bringing us into not only our body, but our present moment. And allowing us to sense, oh, this is where we breathe. What if I breathe here? What's that new sensation? As you inhale, breathe into that ring of breath, ring of vitality. And as you exhale, feel the thumbs gently release as the ribs relax. Now press your ribs into your index finger as you shift the whole rib cage forward on your inhale, and then press it back into your fingertips on the exhale. See if you can keep your shoulders stacked and just isolate this movement. So you're still breathing 360, and now we've created a little movement. Inhale and exhale. It's interesting to go back and not forward fold, and one more. So this is independent of the shoulders right now. And then come back to center. Now reach that rib into the right side without, getting the shoulders involved. Come back to center and reach into the left. Whoo, interesting. Back to center. Inhale, stay to the right. Press down that left hip. Now, here's our side bodies. We often don't pay a lot of attention to that until we need them, but they really support us the whole time we're moving. Back to center. Breathe into that left side. Press down the right hip. Can you feel that, Katie? It's interesting along the back body. So feel this kind of crisscross connection of the fascia. And just have a perhaps a new respect for belly dancers if you didn't already, because they have this one down pat. And let's come back to center. And now we're going to go forward and back through center, side to side, and forward and back, and side and side. Now we're so accustomed going forward and back, but now let's reach to the right side, bring our left hand down, reach the right arm up. Now, the minute the right arm goes up, feel the shoulder lift, drop the shoulder down. Breathe into that right side body. We're not going super far. Good. And then bring it back down. Maybe circle around. Maybe the other direction. Maybe reach back, crisscross your legs in the other direction, which I can't flip my foot up on that side without more discomfort. So look, block goes underneath my knee, nice and supportive. Reach the left rib out. Drop the right hand, nothing else changes. Left arm up. And now reach that left rib cage out. It's almost like you're pressing your right hand in to reach the left rib cage out, but keep pressing the right hip down. You might notice one side's a little more tighter than the other. You know, it's nice to have Katie here because it's like sometimes I need to talk out loud and I need feedback. It's like, do you feel that too? Because I find this fascinating. Like, that's interesting. How curious. And then let's come back to center. Why is one side? Why is that side? Good. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees. Swing our legs around. Bring our toes under. Now let's bring our palms underneath our shoulders. As we reach kind of our peace fingers forward, let the hands and palms reach to the side a little bit more. Bring your toes under. Now, as you press into the pads of the palms, see if you can feel the lift or the suction cup between. Now, sometimes I'll talk about the pita pocket. Usually what happens is that thumb lifts up and there's this big hole where you could stick your gyros meat and just really enjoy your Greek treat. But now I want you to press the pad down and then pull back on the hands and lift that pocket up and down and up, and just feel those muscles. We'll do a little bit of wrist work to begin with. So if you need to relax and release that, please do. And then shift back, feel the release on the wrists, and then shift forward, keep pressing into the pads, and notice where there's a natural little break, a stop. And back and forward. So we're just paying attention to some of these hidden spots in the wrist where we blow through. And now, as you shift back, come forward a third of the way. Press down into the pads. See if you can press into the pads without flattening the pita pocket. Come another third of the way. Pads. And stay there. And from there now, you're going to lift the palms and we're going to do some palm push-ups. So the thumb is loose and we lower down and we lift up. OMG. I am so feeling this. Yep. Yep. My hands are slightly turned out. I did a bit of work on my forearms yesterday. How's that? Yeah, well, go slow and don't do too many. Yeah, but that gives you a sense of the muscles used in the strength of the arm when you're not gripping and over gripping. I'm feeling it in my forearms up to my elbow, and then let's release that. Flipper the feet. Let's sit back and let's take our right arm and give it a massage. Where are you feeling it, Katie? Mm. So next time I suggest palm push-ups for you, probably don't do them. You can still do the action, but don't lift them up so much. Good. I'm doing my best to heal my golfer's elbow. I don't golf. I'm not sure how it happened, but I've changed a few things. I'm mentioning it only because this is how we bring yoga into our lives. I'm not doing chaturangas right now, but I am doing this work. And I have changed the ergonomics of my chair for the second time. Let's go to the other wrist and other forearm and give it a nice massage. Now, what I have learned is that where the forearm reaches the elbow is at the ulna. Not clear remembering that, but the inner elbow is the golf elbow. The outer elbow is the tennis elbow when that gets inflamed, when the bursa gets inflamed. I didn't know that. Now I'm wondering what the kayak elbow is. If you do a lot of kayaking, Monica, that is some incredible workout in the wrists and the forearms. All right, let's release that. And then let's come forward again. This time, go ahead and pull back on those fingertips. Feel that. Press the pads into the floor. Feel that. Bring your toes under, shoulders down. Now breathe into that 360 area of the thoracolumbar. Keep the spine relatively neutral. And then as you exhale, move from that section. Press into the palms. Feel how they work together. And as you inhale, release. Exhale, so don't drop your head. Inhale. So we're basically protracting the shoulders. They move apart, and then the thoracolumbar reaches up. As we neutralize the spine, the whole chest sinks between the shoulder blades. They squeeze together in retraction. So just play with that. And we're reversing the breath. So as we inhale, we press into the palms. It's really hard to keep it out of the shoulders. And as we exhale, sink between your shoulder blades, but draw the bellies in. So here we're reversing the breath. What we normally do on inhale, we're doing on exhale. In order to feel the effect of the palms, the arms, in relation to the thoracolumbar as opposed to the shoulders. Shoulders are working. Let's do two more. And then let's bring our forearms onto the floor, palms to the floor, toes under, lift our hips, a downward facing dog. Walk your toes towards your elbows and take a few breaths here, pressing down now on the forearms and giving your fingers a little bit of a break. Breathing naturally in this inverted posture, shifting gravity off of some of your organs, which your organs might enjoy. Learning a little bit more about the lymphatic system and how these inverted postures are super supportive to those eliminative organs that cleanse the body and remove the toxins through the lymph system. Notice as you take a few more breaths, as the chest moves towards your thighs, get a little deeper opening into the shoulders. And then let's lower the knees down, swing our legs around. Let's come back to our seated pose once again. Maybe you don't need the blanket this time. Bring our hands back to that waist area, just below the waist, below the ribs. Just a little sensory feedback there. And now reach the right arm down, let's do this. Reach the ribbon to the left hand, reach the right arm down, reach the left arm up. And now see if it feels any different. And then bend the left elbow, bring the left hand to the back of the head. Here we bring shoulders and mid-side body and obliques. Reach that left elbow behind you as you press your fingers forward. Press the head into the back of those fingers, or back of the head into those fingers. Breathe. And then keep that little bit of resistance and draw that left elbow towards the inner right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, dive in. Feel that whole back side body. Nothing fast about this. It's quite freeing, quite educational, a little bit perplexing because these are deeper muscles and they're connected through fascia. There's a bunch of back chains and side chains that connect to one another. And last one. And then release the left hand down. Sweep both arms up. Close your eyes, spin the palms away, both arms down. Just notice the difference, one side body, the other side body. Again, inhale, arms widen up. Spin the palms away and down. Let's shift our position. Find that area. Not quite the waist, not the armpits, somewhere in between below the scapula. Reach into those right ribs now. Feel a little bit of that resistance. And then reach the left arm down and just reach that right arm up. Yeah, in my mind's going, why is that tight? And then bend that right elbow. Bring the head into the fingertips into the head. Reach that right elbow back. Keep breathing into that thoracolumbar region on the backside, but now you're feeling a little bit more of the side body. And now take it back as you inhale. Exhale, let's reach right elbow to left inner elbow. Feel that. So deliciously cool. Back up. And then like, whoa, where'd that range of motion come from? And exhale. Mm. And reach it back. And lower down. Sweep both arms wide enough. Feel. And exhale down. One more. We'll pause at the top of the inhale for 3 count. Inhale. Breathe into the mid-thoraco, 360 degrees. Pause. Keep expanding. 2, 1, and exhale. Very good. I hope you felt that. Now, let's come forward onto our hands and knees, and let's bring our toes under. Find that resistance a little bit with the palms into the floors. Feel the shoulder blades down the back body, toes under, and now elevate the knees just about 2 inches. Now feel the weight into the wrists. We're not going to stay here too long, but use the area of the thoracolumbar to pull up and in, bellies pull up and in, shoulders down and in, and then shift back, downward facing dog. Now feel the weight shift all the way back. Notice how it tends to dump in the wrist as you shift the weight. So reach your heels down towards the floor, lift the thighs, lift the belly, lift the mid body, and press into the pads. Take that dumping out of the heels of the hands and the wrists, and then let the ears float between the arms. Bend the arm bones so that the shoulders broaden, externally rotating the shoulders away, and then drop the shoulder blades down your back body. Now feel your down dog, perhaps a different relationship. Scoot your toes back just enough so you can lift the belly, lift the heels, keep the engagement of the shoulders, come forward, plank. Keep the shoulders down, gaze forward, and see that lifting the chest now doesn't collapse the whole body when you're lifting into the thoracolumbar. And then lower the knees down, flatten the feet. Child's pose. Glue the palms, release the resistance, and just enjoy the stretch. Breathe into the whole side body and then slide the hands back, stand on the knees. Let's release the wrists. And exhale, hands to the small of back, head to the right. So we spent a little bit of time here, just recognizing those areas. We'll pick this back up on, certainly on Thursday. This will be available for you, I hope, to watch on Tuesday or Wednesday, or actually whenever you want. And one more. And let's come back up. And exhale, stand on our knees. Now let's reach for our blocks. Let's bring our left foot forward, coming into Parigasana. We're going to swing that right leg behind us. So we're lengthwise to our mat. Left leg is forward. Parigasana gate pose. Bring a block behind this left leg. Take your second block somewhere over here. So we're going to laterally move into this gate. Interesting when you think a gate has a spine, right? That's where the hinge point is. So now our hinge point is the side here. So let's bend into this left knee, not all the way, and pull back on the left heel. Feel this outer left side wrap around and in. And then touching the hand on the block, it can be lower or higher if you want. Take your hands into that area of the rib, reach out. And now as you bend, reach the right arm forward. And then come back up. So you have a little touching gesture of where you're going, a little trail out. Inhale. You pull back on that left heel. And 3 times. And now reach your right arm down towards this other block on the right side. Find the area on the left side, reach that. Reach the left arm up and over. And walk your left foot forward. Lift your left heel, bend the left knee slightly. And now enjoy the stretch on the left side. Drop the shoulder down, bend the left elbow, and now rotate your entire torso towards the ceiling. Keep that left hip wrapping around the back body. Press the right knee down and stretch through the right thigh quadricep. And then look down to the floor as you extend your left arm again. Bend your left knee. Reach both hands down in front of you. Pivot the back toe, and now we're going to walk our hands forward off the floor. You could grab a block. I have no idea what to call this, but I'm enjoying the stretch in the inner right thigh. So my left foot's pointing forward. Be mindful of your knee, Maria. So you're not really on the top of your knee, you're on the side, inside. Breathe here. Press your palms in as you broaden in the upper back. And then slowly begin to straighten that left leg as you walk your block back, walk your hands back. And let's do the other side. Bring the left leg in, extend the right toe out to the right side. Blocks on the back side here. Bring your left hand to that thoracolumbar region. Glide this right hip back. So oftentimes we'll do the forearm. It's just a nice reminder of gliding that hip back. That was a bit of an exaggeration. But now, without going to that the full length of your stretch, pull back on that right heel, reach this left rib in, and now reach behind on the block and reach the left arm up. And then come back to the ribs and then bend the right knee over And one more. And this last time, bring it up and then bend the left elbow. And now feel the rotation. I don't think we quite did it this way on the other side. Woo, wrap that right hip around the backside. I guess this side needed it. And then reach that up. Yeah, I just added it a little earlier. Reach down to the left block, find the rib here, keep your right toe pointing away, and then flex the right foot, slight bend to the right knee. Now reach this left arm over. Excuse me, right arm over, and look up underneath. You could bend the right elbow here, which is what we did on the first side. Reach for the back of the head. And instead of the ribs, those shorter ribs in the front jutting forward, feel that T12, L1, thoracolumbar region reaching behind you as you rotate. And then release that arm forward. You're going to keep this right leg bent, and you're going to work into the inside of this left inner thigh. Walk the hands forward, block underneath the palms. We're not rolling on top of the knee, we're just behind that. Keep pressing into the palms. That's what's really supporting gravity, drawing you down. This side is a whole different experience. And then as you slowly straighten the right leg, walk the hands, block back, pivot the toe, bend the right knee, spin your toes towards the back of the mat, knees to the front of the mat, and let's sit in Vajrasana. Closing your eyes here. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then let's go ahead and find our strap. Taking our strap, not to the armpit. You know, yoga is really all about Goldilocks, isn't it? We find them, so is Buddhism. That would be a fantastic course. Goldilocks is a Buddhist. All right. So we're going to take the strap. Here's our armpits. We know how to shrug our shoulders up. Here's our waist. We know how to pelvic tilt. Let's go somewhere in between, below the scapula. Keep the elbows bent, palms to the ceiling, hold on to the strap. So here's where your wrists come in. Now, if it's too high, you're not quite going to get this release into those adrenals and kidney energetic centers. So press into that strap, 360. Breathe, 360. Keep the shoulder blades down. And then as you begin to straighten your arms, feel the strap pulling you forward. Begin to lift the arms, lift the chest, lift your gaze, and feel like you're suspended from the ceiling. It seems like it's a little high, Katie. Does it feel a little high for you? Yeah. You want to tuck it. It's like you're lifting your entire rib cage up. Maybe air on bringing it lower. You should feel really supported. Draw the bellies in, and then let's release that. Bring the palms to the floor. Keep the strap where it is because you're going to lift into a downward facing dog. Walk your feet back. And bend your knees to forward left foot. Drop the right heel down. Let's come into Vira 1. Before we do that, grab your strap. Position it as you bend your left knee. Come into your Vira 1. So you got your strap right here. And then begin to lift as you bend your left knee, straighten your arms. Keep reaching the left ball mound, big toe in, left hip back, right ball mound, right inner heel, right pinky. And then straighten the left leg. Now you're going to release the right arm out to the right side. Get a little tighter. We're going to come, let's just release it. We're going to walk this left foot over to the right a little bit and come into triangle pose. Let's have our blocks here. Reach the right arm down, extend the left arm up. Now move from this section. In fact, take your palm. That's another way. You know, like when you hold your ribs like a belly laugh, reach from there. Now feel this contraction on the right side. And as we come back down, release that contraction. Bring your left hand onto your shin or onto your block. Reach the right arm straight up towards the sky. Reach the right rib or this right section into the ceiling and right arm over. And see if you can rotate underneath your right armpit. Press into left ball mound, big toe. Glide the left hip back. See if this triangle pose doesn't feel a little easier. Bend the left knee, come into warrior two by reaching the right arm back, left arm forward. Straighten the leg, pivot to the other side. Reach the left arm down, find this right rib, and reach it up. So I'll show you in this video. So this is how many people will do their reverse warrior. You can see on my body where the stretch is. It's right at shoulder blade. My shoulder blade is up. I'm bending my right knee. As opposed to feeling that integration. Now, if you want to bend your right knee, you could, but you're feeling more extension, less collapsing. You're still getting some compression on this left side. And then as you straighten the right leg, reach the right arm out. It's all nice and long. Now reach this left side body towards the sky and over. And then rotate under as you glide the right hip back. And then bend the right knee as you reach back to come to standing. And it becomes easeful. Both toes forward, hands on our waist. And now reach the hands behind us. Let's grab our strap. Find this area. This is like a jetpack. All right. And then as you straighten your arms, begin to lift in this wide-legged back bend. Notice how the hips want to shift forward. Lift your thighs. You can keep your gaze forward if that's more comfortable. Don't go any further than it feels comfortable. And then as you come forward, keep pulling, resisting into the strap. Bend the knees. Now release the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, arms overhead, forward fold. Now breathe into that 360 area. Now we're feeling this nice opening in the pec muscles of the front body. One more breath. And then bend the knees, release the hands. Reconnect with your blocks, bring them to the front of the mat, pivot your feet, and let's step to the front of the mat as we inhale. A flat back. Let's bring one block, second height between our first, one block, first height between our legs, second block just above the knees, second height. Come to standing, reach the arms wide and up, feet hip distance apart, squeeze in and sit back, Utkatasana. Feel yourself get long. So see, it's not that kind of collapsing reverse warrior in your Utkatasana. It's not that business now. You can feel a little bit more of that extension. And straighten. Inhale. Breathe into that 360 area. And exhale. And one more. And then straighten the legs, a forward fold. Release the blocks. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the floor. Let's see how our cobra feels now. Bend the knees, step back with your right foot. Hands can be on the blocks or onto the floor. Still working to strengthen the quads. This is a lunge, a bent knee lunge. So imagine tapping your right knee onto the ground. You're welcome to bring a block. Actually, let's do that today. Bring a block underneath that knee. Release and come up. And here, what if that block wasn't there? Right? There'd be massive work on that right quadricep. So you can use the block, glide the left hip back, or you can shift forward slightly, elevate and press back. Lengthen through the back body, reach the ribs in, arms up. This was so beneficial for my toe, so beneficial for everyone's toes. Quadriceps, take care of your knee. And then as you straighten this right knee, extend up and forward. The block now comes underneath your right palm. Rotate towards the left. Find those C, we'll call it a C clamp. C clamp on that middle thoracic. Low thoracic rather. And then reach the left arm up. Reach the left arm by your ear. Keep gliding your left hip back. Now, what's happening to the palms on the right side? Press through the pads. Maybe it needs to be a little further up, remember, so we're not putting on the brakes on the wrists. Or a little further forward. One more breath. And reach this left hand down onto the floor, right hand down, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Now keep into the pads of the fingers, shift the weight to the right foot, extend the left leg back. Keep your left arm pressing in and open up the left hip as you rotate. Some of you might be able to straighten the left leg and bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten as the belly pulls in. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. And inhale, bend. One more. And then parallel the hips. Lower the foot to the front of the mat. Left foot forward, right leg back. And then step the right foot forward to join the left. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees without the blocks now. Utkatasana. A slight back bend, upper back. Find that mid-thoracic area down to the heart. Lower the arms down. Inhale, arms widen up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Let's step back. Right foot. Oops, sorry, left foot. Find the block underneath your left knee. Walk your hands up, hands to your waist. So you can work here. You've got your left toes under, you're drawing your right, you've got a right angle here, drawing your right hip back. So this is gliding down. Or you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, draw the belly in, have that knee straight underneath that hip, press into the right foot, press back through the left heel. You feel that? Sweep the arms wide and up. Breathe into that area, thoracolumbar, and then as you straighten the left leg, reach the arms forward, down onto the floor. Now the block comes underneath your left hand. Glide the right hip back, rotate towards the right, find the C clamp. Feel that sensation of touch bringing you present, and then extend the right arm up And then as you spin the palm towards the front of the room, feel that external rotation on the shoulders as you reach it by your ear. Now I'm totally dumping in this left hand. So press into the pads. I'm going to change that habit and bring the block a little more towards the front of the mat so I don't dump into my wrist. I can bend my right knee a little more. Maybe you find that beneficial as well. 2 more breaths here. Don't hold the breath. And then lower the hand to the floor. Other hand to the floor. Step back with the right foot. Extend the right leg up. Keep pressing into the right pads. Don't dump into the wrist. Bend the right knee. Now open the right hip. And see if you can straighten the right leg behind you and then bend the right knee. And then straighten and bend. Might be different on this side. And one more. Feel the work on the wrists. And then parallel the hips. Extend the right leg back and then sweep this right foot forward. And left foot comes forward as well. A forward fold. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees through Utkatasana. Let that thoracic lift you up. And exhale, palms to the heart. Lower the arms down. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, step back, right foot. Now we're going to move from triangle to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Drop the right heel, press into the right foot, bend the left knee. Reach the arms by your side, shoot out of a Kananasana. So you're really feeling the strength of this back foot. The booty's not up. It's nice and tucked back. Left knee bent. Some of us have a little more pronounced booty than others, but you get the idea. Reach the arms up, bend the elbows, bring both hands to the back of the head. Now move from the middle thoracic as you lift. And now as you reach the arms up towards the ceiling, rotate Virabhadrasana 2. So you're going to feel this rotation in the left groin. Walk the left foot. Warrior 2. I was doing a little too much tilt there. Good. Straighten the left leg. Reach the C-clamp to your waist. Reach this left arm up. Now you're pressing the C-clamp in to the contracted side. So press in with your ribs even as you're dipping back. Should feel pretty good. And then find that block and bend your knee ever so slightly as you press into the right pinky toe, glide the left hip back, and then straighten the left leg. Now reach the right arm up and reach that right rib. Reach the right arm by your ear and find your second triangle pose. Feel the length of the right side body. Maybe even feel the length of the left side body. Bring your right hand back to the C-clamp. Bend the left knee. You're going to hop once so you can just tap this right toe. You're basically standing on your left leg here. And then place the left block. Now I'm learning in my own practice to place it a little more forward as I elevate the left leg, so I'm not dumping into the wrist. Right leg lifts. Squeeze up into the right thigh, flex the right foot. Now feel that 360 breath where your C-clamp is. See if you can rotate there first before moving your head. Lift the bellies, then reach the right arm up. Then maybe you can rotate the head. Yep, squeeze up into the right quad, Katie. Lift the bellies. Yes, now bend the left knee, reach the right foot back, and float back, Vera, too. Very good. Cartwheel down, pivot the back foot, step back, a downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower down knees and chest or chaturanga. Shoulders up and back. Press toenails in, low bellies lift, shoulders back, chest lifts, cobra. Notice your cobra. Maybe a little more freedom in your cobra. Pelvis stays down in cobra. Lower down, toes under, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Bend the knees and step the right foot forward. Drop the left heel down. So we're coming first into warrior one. Have your blocks at the front of the mat. I'll actually just switch sides here. Right foot forward. Glide the right hip back. Reach your arms by your side. Watch the booty tilt. That just means more action in my left pinky toe. Breathe into that 360 area. And then as you reach the arms forward, feel your opening into that middle back. And then pivot the heel as you open up into a Vera 2. Walk this right foot in. Release this left hip. Good. Left C-clamp to your ribs. Reverse your warrior. You can straighten your leg if you want, but now we're pressing this lumbothoracic region on the side bodies into our hand. That's the opposite of the first time we did this. And then reach it back as you straighten your right leg. Keep this right side body long. Feel the release of the left side body and see if your triangle feels a little deeper. Feel this rotation. Can you keep the right side body as long as the left? And then find the C-clamp on your left mid side. Bend the front knee, hop the back foot forward just enough to have your toe on the floor for balance, placing your block towards the front. Take your next exhalation and elevate the left leg as you straighten the right. Now feel this thoracolumbar region pull to the back body. Feel the rotation happen. Extend your left arm up. And then see if you can rotate your gaze. Draw the bellies in, squeeze up into both thighs, bend the right knee and float back. Virabhadrasana 2. It is kind of fun. Right, Maria? And then let's cartwheel the hands down, spin the back toe, step back into your downward facing dog. This time, we're going to come forward into our plank and we're going to come into up dog from our plank without going through chaturanga. So lift the low ribs, come up, flip your toes, drop your knees, squeeze the upper shoulder blades, retraction, lift the belly, reach the thoracolumbar back and lift the knees. Do not dump into the wrists, press into the pads. And then bend the elbows lower down. Shift back, child's pose. Breathe here. Let's come up onto our hands and knees, swing our legs around. We use our bolster at the end. So have it over to the side. Have your blocks to the side and bring both knees towards the chest. Now, as you breathe here, feel that not the shoulder blades, not the bra line, but below the bra line, below the shoulder blades, below the bra line, above the waist, breathe there. Now, what might feel good right now, let's bring our feet to the floor. Let's take our fists. So, with the flat portion of the fist is on the floor, the knuckles are facing the ceiling. This may or may not work for some of you that are a little more creative in the curvature of your spine. Shift the right hip up, place your knuckles to the right side of the spinal column as high up as you can, and likely that's closer to your thoracolumbar region. How about just above the waist? Lower down, reach to the other, lift the left hip and lower down. So you're basically rocking from side to side, massaging those erector spinae or spinae muscles, which support the extension of the spine, but also those deeper, another set of sneaky muscles, or call it sneaky support, call them multifidus. How's that feel, Katie? Not maybe medium for you is my guess. Yeah, yeah. So you worked your livability because remember your kidneys are under there as well as your adrenals. So we're stimulating them, certainly. We're working with the lymph. Just another sensory feedback on the back body with our own hands. And then let the arms come down by your side. Flip the palms towards the ceiling now. So the back of the arms are on the floor. Feet are hip distance apart. Reach for a block. Let's slide the block between our thighs. Take a breath in, and as we exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips. Now press the backs of the hands, arms to the floor. And you breathe 360. And then gently lower down. Remove the block. Bring the knees to the chest. Keep the knees nice and tight and drop your knees to the left. Keep your arms wide. And now let's take this right arm up towards the ceiling. Rotate the entire body over towards the left. Placing the right palm on top of the left arm. You can reach it beyond to do a little shoulder flossing. And then as you glide your right shoulder blade back down onto the floor, take your right palm to the left forearm and glide it back with it. Bend the elbow across the heart and release. Bring it back up towards the sky. Inhale, place it on top of the left arm, maybe reach beyond the left arm. And then as you exhale, glide the right palm back, arm, heart, rotate the head out to the right and release. And one more, inhale up. Over, exhale, slide it back. And out. Stay here, breathe. Feel those side bodies release. And then bring your arms back down, or both arms wide, excuse me. Bring the knees back to the chest and come back to center. Just gently rock from side to side, remembering those adrenals and kidneys in the back body there. And let's do the other side. Arms wide, drop your knees to the right, look to the left. Stacking left hip on top of right, take a breath in. As you exhale, I'm sorry, let me change that. As you inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky and over towards the right hand. Maybe a little further. As you exhale, slide it back across the heart. Just the heart and then out to the left. And then inhale 2 more times. Over towards the right. Exhale on top of the right palm across the heart towards the left. And then a third time. And then stay here and breathe. Keep the hips stacked, knees bent. And then slowly bring the knees back to the chest, bring the torso back up to center. Gently rock from side to side. Let's bring our feet to the floor. Let our knees come wide. Press the feet in. Feel the lower back lengthen as you bring the knees, inner knees towards one another. It's almost like a froggy stroke. Inhale. Release the knees wide, the low arch returns. Press the feet in as you lengthen the lower back. Draw the bellies in, knees come together. And one more. And then release the knees back towards the chest. Roll over to your side. Let's set up our Stonehenge. Come onto your back. Your butt is a little closer to the bolster. Bring your feet together, knees wide, and Baddha Konasana now on top of the bolster. Feet are together. Reach your arms wide, stabilize. Feel the sacrum release to the floor. Feel your knees release to the floor. Sometimes it's nice, just like you might fold your hands, you can fold your right top of the foot into your left arch, the bottom left foot. And you're welcome to stay here or bringing the knees back towards one another, either straightening them on the floor or letting them sling over the bolster. We'll finish here in Shavasana. Noticing where you feel the touch of your breath. Feel that 360 inner tube breath. In the wintertime, we call it donut breath. The summertime, we call it inner tube breath. And then when you're ready, release the breath and just allow yourself to rest. Now you're welcome to stay here for another 12 or so breaths, or you can complete with us by bringing the knees back towards your chest, rolling to the side without too much wrist action. Come up into a seated posture. If your hips feel different, come back to your chin mudra that used to be the claw. So let's just come from our chin mudra, feeling ourselves less bound and constricted in our torso now. Allow just that index finger to open into a C. And then allow the corners of our lips to curl up into a sideways C. Smile. And let's bring our palms together as we take a breath in and close here with an Om. Om. Namaste, mahalo, aloha. Yeah, now look at portrait. Oh, super fantastic bubble plastic. Yeah. Wow. Oh. Oh. Whoa! Oh. Oh, yoga class like that. What's this one? Raining, it's raining. Let me put my hood up. Unbelievable. I love that one. Of course. And then this one is. Whoa. Okay, let's end. Wow. Okay, boom, bye.